Durian begins its journey long before any machine turns on. It starts in the orchard, where growers manage trees through a full growing season, watering, fertilizing, pruning, and monitoring pests and disease. Because durian is sensitive to timing, the first major decision is when to harvest. In many durian-producing regions, harvest maturity is determined by a combination of signals: the number of days after flowering, the shape and spacing of the spikes, the color and texture of the stem, a subtle change in aroma, and sometimes a gentle tap that reveals how the flesh has developed inside. The goal is to harvest durian when it is mature enough to finish ripening properly, yet still firm enough to survive handling and transport. Harvest day often begins early, before the heat builds. Workers move through the orchard in teams with protective gear, thick gloves, sleeves, and helmets, because durian is heavy and sharply spiked. The fruit can be collected in different ways depending on market requirements. Some markets prefer naturally dropped fruit, which is very ripe but more delicate. Other markets require durian that is cut from the tree at a specific maturity stage, which reduces bruising and allows more control over ripening. When cutting is used, the fruit is carefully supported and lowered with ropes or caught in nets, preventing impact damage. Each fruit is handled like a fragile package, even though it looks armored, because internal bruising can ruin flavor and shorten shelf life. Right after harvest, durians are gathered at a field collection point. Here, the first sorting begins. Workers remove fruit with visible cracks, deep punctures, or signs of pests. They also check the stem. Its freshness indicates how recently the fruit was cut, and they look for sap leakage that might suggest internal damage. Basic cleanliness matters at this stage too. Dirt, leaves, and field debris are brushed away so the fruit arrives at the factory in the best possible condition. Batches are often grouped by orchard block, harvest date, and sometimes by cultivar, because different durian varieties behave differently during ripening and storage. From the orchard, durians travel to the processing facility in ventilated crates or padded bins. Transport is planned to reduce bouncing and overheating. Temperature control begins as soon as possible, because warm fruit ripens faster and can become overripe before it reaches consumers. If the route is long, vehicles may be refrigerated or at least shaded and well ventilated. Throughout the trip, the goal is consistency. Consistent temperature, consistent stacking, consistent handling. Durian quality is not only about how it tastes at harvest, it's also about how gently and predictably it is treated afterward. When the shipment arrives at the factory, it enters a controlled receiving area. The first step is documentation and traceability. Each batch is logged: where it came from, who harvested it, when it was harvested, and what variety it is. Many facilities assign a lot number immediately, linking every durian to its origin. This is important for quality control and food safety. If a problem is found later, say, a cold chain issue or a contamination concern, the company must be able to trace the batch back to a specific orchard and harvest window. Next comes inspection and intake. Workers or quality technicians check representative samples for external damage, mold, and insect activity. They may also assess maturity. Depending on the factory's equipment, the inspection can include weighing, measuring, and visual scoring. Some facilities use cameras to detect defects or irregular shapes. Others rely on skilled graders who can identify subtle maturity differences by looking at the stem, the seams, and the spike pattern. The factory decides whether each durian is suitable for whole fruit sale, for fresh pulp extraction, or for other product forms like frozen segments or puree. After intake inspection, durians move into a cleaning and sanitation stage. Because durian has deep crevices between spikes and seams, cleaning is more than a quick rinse. The fruit may pass through a pre-wash to remove dust and dirt, then a wash using clean, potable water. Some facilities apply food-grade sanitizing agents at controlled concentrations, followed by rinsing. The purpose is to reduce surface microbes and remove contaminants that could be transferred during cutting. Workers also clean and sanitize bins, belts, and tools. In high-standard plants, sanitation schedules are strict, with logs for each cleaning cycle and verification checks to ensure the cleaning is effective. Once cleaned, the fruit is dried, sometimes by air knives or fans, so moisture doesn't encourage mold growth during storage. Then, it proceeds to grading. Grading is where the factory aligns product with market expectations. Durians may be classified by weight ranges, shape, uniformity, and external condition. Some markets want large, symmetrical fruit with an intact stem. Others accept a wider range as long as the flesh quality is good. Grading also considers defects like superficial scratches or minor spike damage that don't affect edibility but do affect appearance. At the same time, the factory makes a key decision about ripening management. Durian is a climacteric fruit, meaning it continues to ripen after harvest. If durians are destined for distant markets, they are often held at cool temperatures to slow ripening. If they are for nearby sale, they may be allowed to ripen more quickly. Some facilities use ripening rooms where temperature and humidity are controlled. The goal is to deliver fruit at the desired eating stage, creamy and aromatic, but not fermented or watery. Timing is everything, because durian's perfect window can be brief. For durians sold as whole fruit, the next stage is often pre-cooling and storage. Pre-cooling removes field heat and stabilizes the fruit. This can be done in cold rooms where air circulation is designed to cool evenly. The temperature set point depends on variety and target market, and facilities avoid temperatures that cause chilling injury. Throughout storage, technicians monitor temperature and humidity. They also watch for signs of mold at the stem end or along seams. Any fruit showing spoilage is removed quickly to protect the rest of the batch. For durian sold as processed flesh, the workflow becomes even more detailed. Selected durians are moved to a dedicated cutting area designed for hygiene. Workers wear protective clothing, gloves, hair coverings, and sometimes face shields because cutting durian can release sap and strong aroma. The cutting area is separated from raw receiving zones to prevent cross-contamination. Airflow, drainage, and surface materials are chosen for easy cleaning. Knives and tools are sanitized frequently, and operators follow a strict sequence so that clean product never contacts dirty surfaces. Before opening, technicians may do a final maturity check. This could involve evaluating aroma, seam tension, and occasionally a quick internal check on a sample. Overripe fruit can be too soft and may have off flavors. Underripe fruit may be dry and less aromatic. The factory aims for consistent texture and sweetness, especially when selling premium pulp. Once approved, durians are opened along natural seams. Skilled cutters know how to follow the fruit structure to avoid damaging the pods. Each pod is removed carefully to keep it intact, because intact pods look better and maintain quality longer than torn flesh. After extraction, the flesh is inspected pod by pod. Defects like discoloration, excessive fiber, insect damage, or fermentation notes are removed. Some plants use stainless steel tables where workers sort pods into categories: premium whole pods, standard pods, and material for puree or industrial use. This sorting is essential because it ensures that a consumer buying premium frozen durian receives a consistent experience. While nothing is wasted, lower grade material can still become high quality puree, fillings, or desserts. Weighing and portioning come next. If the product is sold in fixed weight packs, pods are arranged to meet a target weight with minimal exposure to air. Oxygen exposure can change aroma and accelerate oxidation, so processing is designed to be fast and cool. Some factories work in chilled rooms, so the flesh stays at a safer temperature. In larger operations, conveyor systems move trays through stations, inspection, portioning, sealing, and labeling. For fresh, chilled durian pulp, packaging is critical. The factory may use rigid trays with sealing films or vacuum-sealed pouches. Modified atmosphere packaging can be used in some cases, adjusting oxygen and carbon dioxide levels to slow spoilage. Every package is labeled with product information, variety if applicable, net weight, lot number, production date, and storage instructions. Traceability continues at the unit level, so a single pack can be linked back to the exact batch and processing time. For frozen durian products, the process adds rapid freezing. Freezing preserves texture and flavor when done correctly. Many factories use blast freezers that push very cold air at high speed to freeze the flesh quickly, minimizing ice crystals that would otherwise damage texture. Some use individual quick freezing systems for separated pods. Quick freezing helps the durian remain creamy after thawing instead of becoming watery. Once frozen solid, packs are moved to frozen storage at stable temperatures. The cold chain becomes even more important here, because temperature fluctuations can cause partial thawing and refreezing, which harms texture and increases quality risk. Quality control is woven through every stage. Factories commonly test for basic indicators like temperature, compliance, and sanitation. They may also perform microbial testing on surfaces and products, especially for ready-to-eat pulp. Some facilities check sugar content, moisture, and sensory profiles. Trained tasters may evaluate small samples to confirm aroma, sweetness, and aftertaste. While not every plant performs advanced lab analysis on every batch, reputable facilities apply a combination of preventive controls and routine verification to keep products safe and consistent. Once packed, products move to dispatch. For whole fruit, packaging might include protective nets or cushioned boxes that reduce spike damage and prevent rolling. For pulp, cartons are sealed and stacked on pallets. Pallets are wrapped, labeled, and often scanned into inventory systems. The warehouse layout supports first-in, first-out movement, ensuring older batches ship before newer ones. Temperature-controlled loading docks help maintain conditions as products transfer to trucks or containers. Distribution depends on the destination. Local markets might receive product within hours. Export markets can involve refrigerated trucks to a port, then refrigerated containers across the sea, then refrigerated trucking again to warehouses and retailers. Along this route, logistics teams monitor temperatures and transit times. Some shipments include temperature recorders or data loggers. If a temperature excursion occurs, the shipment might be inspected on arrival or even rejected, because durian quality can change quickly with heat exposure. At the retail stage, whole durians may be displayed in ventilated areas away from direct sunlight. Retailers balance aroma control with freshness. For chilled pulp, display cases maintain stable refrigeration. For frozen products, freezers keep temperatures low and constant. Clear labeling guides consumers how to store it, how to thaw it, and when to eat it for the best experience. Consumers often don't realize how much science and coordination are behind that simple moment of purchase. Finally, the durian reaches the consumer's home or a restaurant kitchen. If it's a whole durian, the best practice is to let it finish ripening at room temperature only if it is still firm, then refrigerate briefly before eating for a cooler, denser texture. When it's ready, the shell is opened carefully along seams, and the pods are served fresh. If it's chilled packaged pulp, it's usually ready to eat immediately. If it's frozen, gentle thawing in the refrigerator helps preserve texture and aroma better than rapid thawing in warm conditions. Some people enjoy it straight, others blend it into smoothies, fold it into sticky rice, bake it into pastries, or churn it into ice cream. From harvest to table, every step is designed to protect three things: safety, texture, and flavor. The orchard provides the foundation with good agricultural practices and correct maturity. Transport protects the fruit from heat and impact. The factory adds sanitation, grading, controlled ripening, precise cutting, and careful packaging. Cold storage and logistics maintain stability, and when everything is done well, what reaches the consumer is not just a famous fruit with a powerful smell. It's a carefully managed product with a rich, custardy taste and a story of craftsmanship behind it. So the next time you open a durian or peel back the seal on a pack of creamy golden pulp, remember the hidden journey inside that flavor. It's a journey that begins in a humid orchard at dawn, passes through clean steel rooms and cold air tunnels, and ends at your table exactly when the fruit is ready to be enjoyed.